Hello, Padawans. So, this episode will be focused on low end strategies. We got two good ones. Meg and Mienko Jr. shares some good tips. We'll go right into it. Now, let me just explain the basis behind how to attack at a low level. I typically like to have two healers backing up 10 to 12 giants to lead the way into one of the air defenses. And I like to save my heals for my max hogs that are in my CCW. I'm sorry, my CC. So the way you want to lead it off is you want to lure out the CC troops, kill them on the side, and Mienko Jr. uses a good tactic, which is one giant sent out to walk in and distract the CC troops. And I'll show you that in a second. Shh. While the CC troops are focused on the giant walking across on the map down to Australia and back to Antarctica, you send your units to focus on their CC troops while their CC troops are focused on your giant. From there, go ahead and attack from any entry point. And then once the giants and your units behind the giants are somewhere in the core center of the base, that's when you want to send the hogs. Hogs, try to send them in a place where they will not get sprung. So you can see this base is really good because to hit with this tactic because all these compartments are closed off. So it'll be a little difficult for springs to get them if done properly. So let's go and see what Mienko Jr. does. In doing so, he'll lose a very limited amount of units, specifically the giant. Of course, giant's gonna go down, but you have all these troops that are still on the offensive, and then from there he's gonna send in the main troops. Me personally, I like to spread out giants as just like this. That way they'll close in on the base, not all grouped up together like this, because if there was maybe like one, I don't know, one spring trap, a bunch of the giants will go flying. So instead of just spamming them in one spot, spam them just uh, a little bit spaced out, and then they will converge into one point, but it'll help prevent a mass amount of giants getting sprung. So from here, he's opened up the walls with the wall breakers, timed them appropriately so that the mortars don't get splash damage on the wall breakers, and he chose a great side to hit from. These wizards here will kill your wall breakers if you try to enter from here or enter from here. So he entered from this side, avoiding the wizard damage, splash damage, and also trying to avoid the mortar damage. Smart place to start from. He sent his wizards and archers in the backfield here. Um, and then let's see what he does with the hogs. Okay, so as you can notice now that the giants and the units are somewhere in the core of the base. Once that happens, he's going to send the hogs from out here and spam heal properly in a way where it'll span a whole bunch of defenses, but the hogs are still inside the heal spell. That way you can maximize the heal spell and making sure your hogs, which are pretty much the bread and butter of your attack at a low end, keep them alive. Okay, so even though 2 hogs got sprung, you still have 2 max hogs which can do a lot of damage, especially on a low level base. So I want you to see how he put the heal spell here. He could have moved it up just a little bit, but that was still a good heal spell here. It's spanning the archer defense and the archer tower and cannon, while the hogs are still inside the circle. That way, once the hogs jump from this defense to defense or this defense to defense, it'll still be inside the heal spell. Now, see this little spell that Mienko Jr. dropped right here? Excellent. You want to wait till the heal spell is gone, okay? And then you want to be patient as to where the hogs will go. Now, since the hogs are going to this defense, most likely the next defense that the hogs will go to will be this one. Your units are just pretty much practically destroying this side. So since they're getting a mass destruction on this side, your hogs will divert to this area. So Junior waited to see where the hogs would go and then span the spell on this side, encompassing this entire region, because he knows that the hogs will go in this direction. That was a fantastic hit by Junior. Good basis, good strategy. That's pretty much how I want you guys to hit at a low level. Now Meg does something a little different. Personally, I don't recommend using this. What Meg does is uses a Max Dragon in his CC. Not a good idea. Here's why. You got, I think Town 7 has a black balloon and a black air trap and a red air trap. That can kill your dragon. I'm not sure if it can kill the max dragon, but it can do some damage to your max dragon. This is a compact base. In other words, springs are easy to tell where they are. And even if you are not sure where they are, because of the close compact bases without any missing walls in between that the hogs might go through. For example, if this wall wasn't here and there was a trap there instead, most likely that's a spring trap. You want your hogs to avoid that. So this is a compact base, good for max hogs. I prefer you to have max hogs in your CC. He has 3 heals. Use the heals for the max hogs. And I prefer, of course, like I said, 10 to 12 giants with 2 wizards to back them up. And the rest you can just do whatever. You always want to make sure you get your corners. Spam your corners. So first thing you want to do, as usual, is what Meg did. He dropped a barbarian to get the CC out. Lure the CC out, kill the CC. You can use my tactic or whatever tactic you want to use with archers in a circle or anything like that. And then from what I would have done is attack from this side. I think this is what he does. But I would attack from this side, wait till the giants get in the core, and then just simply send the max hogs like out here somewhere so that they can hit the archer tower, hit the cannon, so on and so forth, and span this heal spell as to where the hogs may run off to, okay? But let's go and watch Meg's hits. Maybe you might want to do this way too. I prefer doing the hogs with max heals. For low bases like this, using max hogs with our tactic that Mienko Jr. showed you, you'll pretty much get 100% every time. Unless your hogs get sprung and you'll probably rage and destroy your device, but let's avoid that. Another simple tactic, I think I mentioned it in the junior hit. Lure the CC troops outside. So if they have buildings in the corners, that's perfect actually, because you can lure the CC troops outside away from the majority of the defenses. Do that, you can kill the CC much easier, and then commence with your attack. So Meg looks like he needs to work on your wall breaker timing a little more. But wall breaker timing is impeccable, especially for any base. Okay, so if you can master your wall breaker timing to avoid splash damage and wizard splash damage, so splash damage from the mortars or the wizards, then you'll be golden when it comes time to upgrade all the way up to Town Hall 10. So if you can master it now, you'll be a masterful hitter with any ground game if you can time the wall breaker properly. Alright, so notice how majority of the defenses are focused on the giants already. So this is why I use two healers. Instead of having to spam the heal spell on the giants, I'd put the two healers behind the giants after they destroyed the air defense. If I had to send it before the air defense because my giants are getting slaughtered, I'll send the healers right in. Now, in order to use this tactic, I'd probably actually hit from this side to be away from the air defense, to use giants here and the healer behind the giants. And then once majority of the defenses are consuming their hits on the giants, then I would probably send the what do you call it, the max hogs from this side, because I would have sent my troops from this side with the giants, healers, archers, wizards, barbarians from this side. I would send the max hogs from this side so that they can enter the base and just attack accordingly, and including destroying the air defense. But let's go and finish Meg's hit. Alright, so great hit by Meg. That was pretty much a thorough explanation of what I want lower levels to do. I'll see if I can do my own hits with Kitus and show you what I mean. For now, let's go ahead and run through and see how Tails 3-starred 4 and 2-starred 3, 10 out 10. So let's run on this. Since this isn't a video for higher hits, it's supposed to be for lower hits, we're just going to speed this up, no commentary. Boom, 3 stars by Tails. On Rush Town Hall 10, I think? I'm not sure, but still Town Hall 10. Actually 3-starred it. And then 2 stars on this legitimate Town Hall 10 base. Looks like it's somewhat new. Yeah, it's a new Town Hall 10. Maxed out Town Hall 9. Let's see what she does to get 2 stars here. Very nice. 2-star 10 out of 10. So let me pause it for a second. Let me try to do a hit with Kitus and show you what I want or what I'm looking for. Alright, so we'll do a live hit. And I'm going to hit from the bottom here to avoid the air defenses. I'm using Hogs in the main I'm sorry, in the CC. And I'm going to send the hogs up here and this north side to wipe it out. I'm going to use heals on the hogs. So let me show you how it's done. I'm going to test the CC first. Nothing. So I'm going to just snipe the corners. Alright, so that's pretty much how, to sum it up, that's pretty much how I want you guys to hit at a low level. You do not want to use goblins. This is my looting army, but you do not want to use goblins. Use wizards instead. Only use goblins if you know what the heck you're doing. Otherwise, I don't want to see you using goblins. We'll walk through it real quick. Oops. 1 second. Okay, so let me explain. Do a quick rundown. So for compact low-level bases, you want to use giants, 10 to 12 at least, 2 healers, at least 6 wall breakers. Whatever you have space for, use archers mostly and wizards. Few barbarians if you want to. Don't use any goblins unless you're super pro and super elite. And if you're new to the game at a low level, you're probably not yet. So don't use any goblins. And the CC, you want to use max hogs. If you have a BK, go ahead and use that. All the spells that you're going to have are heal spells. Use your heal spells on the hogs. You want to start at a spot where it's away from the air defense. That way your healers can be alive as long as possible. So I decide to hit from the bottom. I'm going to test for the CC. If there was CC, I would lure it out to the corner and kill. But there was no CC for this hit, of course, because it's just a farming base that's been dead for a while. I'm going to check the corners and send 1 archer there to make sure I get 100% 3 stars. And then I'm going to send my giants in a spread out manner with healers behind them. Send out my troops and wall breakers to open up as appropriately. Once they're inside the core, or somewhere inside middle of the core, then I'm going to send the hogs at a certain point where I feel I can avoid spring traps. Once the hogs are sent out, I'm going to use heal spells on the hogs, maximize the space, and practice using heal spells where you can maximize the hogs in terms of where the hogs are going to run off to. So once this wizard, I think, dies, I'm not sure, but anyway, let's say this wizard tower is dead. If I send hogs here, they're going to go for the archer tower, cannon, mortar, and air defense. So I'm going to spam the heal spell along this area. As they run around, I'm going to put the heal spell in a way where it'll encompass an entire area, but still healing the hogs. and just focus like that. Focus the heal on the hogs, because that's all you're going to have to do towards the end of the fight. And then you will get 3 stars. So let me just do it real quick, show you again what it was. That's pretty much how it's done. Go ahead and look at this, review it as much as you want. And clash on, keep calm, clash on, stay noobs.